The room was dimly lit, but Fabian's face was clear. His eyes widened in disbelief, and his voice trembled. "Chica, you need to come with me. Now." Chica's hands shook as she clutched her growing belly. The urgency in Fabian's voice sent shivers down her spine. "What's going on?" she whispered, her throat dry. "I don't have time to explain. Just trust me," Fabian replied, grabbing her arm gently but firmly. As they hurried out of the house, Chica's heart raced. She could feel the unease in Fabian's grip. Something wasn't right. Life had started to feel somewhat normal for Chica. Her relationship with Fabian was progressing, and she was beginning to accept the changes in her life. The once carefree man had become attentive and kind, surprising her with his efforts to make things work. But shadows of doubt lingered. Fabian's phone calls that ended abruptly, the quiet, tense moments when he thought she wasn't looking, and the way his eyes darted to the windows whenever a car passed by, something was wrong. One night, Chica couldn't hold back any longer. "Fabian, you've been acting strange. Is there something you're not telling me?" He hesitated, then sighed deeply. "Chica, there's something I need to share, but I've been trying to protect you." "Protect me from what?" she asked, her voice rising with frustration. "It's not just about us," Fabian said, his tone serious. "The night we met, someone saw us together. Someone dangerous." Fabian explained how his wealth wasn't entirely clean. While he ran legitimate businesses, he had connections with people who operated in the shadows. One of those connections, a man named Don Marks, had seen Chica leaving Fabian's penthouse that fateful night. "Why would that matter?" Chica asked, her voice trembling. "Because he thinks you're a weakness," Fabian admitted. "And weaknesses are exploited in this world." Chica felt like the ground was crumbling beneath her. "Fabian, why didn't you tell me this before? I thought I could handle it. But now, things have escalated." The next few weeks were filled with tension. Fabian hired security for their home, and Chica couldn't leave the house without feeling like she was being watched. One evening, as she stood by the window, Chica noticed a car parked outside that hadn't moved for hours. The figure inside was shrouded in darkness, but she could feel his gaze piercing through the glass. "Fabian," she called out, her voice barely audible. When Fabian saw the car, his face darkened. "Stay inside," he said, grabbing his phone and stepping out. Chica watched as Fabian approached the car. The two men exchanged words, and Fabian's voice grew louder, angrier. Suddenly, the car sped off, leaving a cloud of dust in its wake. When Fabian returned, his face was pale. "It's worse than I thought," he muttered. The next morning, Chica received an anonymous text message, "Leave him, or you'll regret it." Her hands shook as she showed the message to Fabian. "I can't do this anymore," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I just want to go back to my village." "No," Fabian said firmly. "Running won't solve this. I'll handle it." But that night, as Chica lay in bed, she woke to the sound of glass shattering. Footsteps echoed in the hallway, and her heart pounded in her chest. She grabbed her phone and called Fabian, who was out meeting a business associate. "Fabian, someone's in the house," she whispered frantically. "Ah." "Now," he instructed. Chica scrambled into the closet, clutching her phone. Through the slats, she could see a shadowy figure moving through the room. The intruder paused, then spoke in a chilling voice. "Chica, you've been warned. Leave him, or the next time, it won't just be a visit." That was the night Fabian returned and whisked Chica away to a safe house. For weeks, they lived in hiding, cut off from the world. Fabian worked tirelessly to sever his ties with Don Marks, but the man's grip was strong. Chica, feeling trapped and helpless, began to question everything. "Fabian, is this the life you want for our child?" she asked one evening. No, he said, his voice heavy with regret. That's why I'm doing everything I can to end it. In a desperate move, Fabian arranged a meeting with Don Maximum. Against Fabian's wishes, Chica insisted on coming. This is my fight too, she said firmly. The meeting took place in an abandoned warehouse. Don Max was a menacing figure, his presence commanding fear. Fabian, he sneered. You've been causing me trouble. What's this about? Fabian stood his ground. I'm done. Whatever I owe, take it. But leave her out of this. Don Max's gaze shifted to Chica. She's the reason you're weak. Weak men don't survive in my world. Summoning her courage, Chica spoke up. He's not weak. He's strong enough to walk away from you. And so am I. Her words seemed to strike a nerve. Don Max smirked, then nodded. You've got guts, girl. Fine. But if I see either of you again, there won't be any warnings. Chica and Fabian left the city and returned to her village, seeking refuge in the simplicity of her childhood home. They worked hard to rebuild their lives, free from the shadows of the past. Months later, as they held their newborn daughter in their arms, Fabian whispered, I never thought I'd find peace here, but I'm glad I did. Chica smiled, her heart full of hope. Sometimes, the darkest roads lead to the brightest places. Please don't forget to like, comment, and please subscribe, and if you are being very kind, please turn on the notification bell for more interesting stories.